Let's head out to the Pirate Radio Live line. Joining us, a former Pirate. He spoke Saturday at the ECU baseball banquet, and he joins us now on Pirate Radio Live. He is Mike Harrington, who joins us on the program. Mike, appreciate your time. How you doing, man?
I'm good, Cliff. Good to talk to you.
Yes, sir. And Mike, a lot of folks heard you talk over the weekend at the ECU baseball banquet. What a great annual event each and every year. And you get to hear from former players, current players, and you spoke at this year's banquet. How did all that come to be, Mike, and how was your experience on Saturday?
Oh, man, yeah, it was incredible. It was one of those things. I really wasn't expecting it, but Cliff kind of randomly gave me a call one day. We've been talking a little bit about some of their initiatives over there with the expansion of the baseball facility, some of these things, and we were fortunate enough to help out with that, my wife and I. So we started talking. He's like, "Hey, got an idea. Would really love for you to come speak as an alumni at this year's banquet." And I'm like, "Cliff, are you sure you got the right person on the line here?" But, we talked about it, and Cliff, of course, wins and losses are at the top of the list. But, one thing that Cliff has done with the program and is very, very focused on is really building character, building young men, building folks for after baseball. So that was sort of my charge to come in as, we've been very fortunate in the business world since our baseball days, and come in and talk about my story at the program, what it did for me, and kind of what it helped me do after baseball as an adult. So that's where it all came to pass.
Yeah, and boy, Mike and Holly Harrington, the Harrington family, a huge donation to the Pirates Unite campaign, helping out with this program. And you always hear, leave it better than you found it, and you try to do that as a player, Mike. And then all these years later, still, pumping love and money and support into this program, which year in, year out is a winner, and something I know you're very proud of. A former teammate of yours, kind of carrying the torch right now and leading the Pirates into greatness, and what he's doing on the field, and eventually, Mike, the Omaha, the real carrot at the end of the stick.
That's right. I mean, of course, that's been the stated goal for as long as I can remember, and as you know, Cliff, we grew up together, growing up in Greenville, playing baseball. Baseball has it's been a focus in Greenville for forever. It's a different place, and I've since moved away, I've been to other areas and thinking that Greenville is sort of how it is everywhere else, but it's not even close. So the support for the community from Little League on up, it's just incredible. And, we really want to continue that legacy. It did a tremendous amount for me growing up, made me who I am today. And, the least I can do is help out for the next generations to come.
Mike Harrington joining us, and I have known Mike a long time, and a little bit older than me, but Mike, I looked up to you and Kenny Biggs and guys like that who were playing ball and really good at the time. And Mike, was that your dream to play ball at East Carolina when you were coming through, Winterville Little League, Greenville Little League, and playing baseball?
I don't know if I had that line of sight back then.
Yeah.
I was, I played everything. I tried, I played football, I played basketball, I played baseball, and that's sort of what you did growing up then. And, when it started getting a little bit more serious, when I got in high school and started getting some looks, that's when really ECU kind of really kind of came into my sight. I was just, of course, they had a great program. I went to the games, had a love for ECU for a long time. Never really thought it was going to be attainable. That's a really good program. It was then, and it is even better now. And when they knocked on the door, Coach LeClaire called me in his office and said, "Hey, I want you to play for the Pirates." What do you say? As a Greenville kid growing up, yes, immediately. So I was, really lucky there. Again, I kind of mentioned this at the banquet. You're not going to find my name in the record books at ECU like some of these guys, like Chad Tracy I always say, I was good enough to be on the team and good enough to contribute when they needed me. And, I think after baseball, I can look back on it now and say, geez, I'm so glad I didn't give up. I'm so glad I didn't quit. I mean, it made the biggest difference in my life, and I hope that continues for other people as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. Talking to former Pirate Mike Harrington, who joins us here on the Pirate Radio Live Line. And Mike, coming up in March, we will once again have another great field in the Keith LeClaire Classic, honoring the man. We honor that number 23, and you got some tutelage from the legendary Keith LeClaire. What kind of stands out about the man and the coach that was here at East Carolina?
Yeah, Coach LeClaire was phenomenal. I mean, he came in with a mindset that was really a lot bigger than what had been in the past for what ECU could be and what the Greenville community could be. And I always like to kind of half joke, but I'm like, there was nobody in the nation that could throw a clipboard farther than Coach LeClaire. And I don't know about Cliff; he may be up there with him, but just the intensity and the passion that he brought every day. I mean, my first week at ECU, you think you work hard in high school, you think you train, you think you do all that sort of stuff, and you're prepared. You're not even close to being prepared. And you come in there and you think you're going to start, taking a little BP and a little home run derby or take some ground balls. It's immediately weight room and running, and that's where you start separating the men from the boys a little bit, and you right out of the gate that this is okay, this is not the same, and we better put our head down and get to work. And that's that's really, I think, his legacy, his biggest legacy, is bringing that intense work ethic, commitment, and dedication. And from Cliff and those guys that play, and I played with Cliff for a year or two, and every successive year, you learn from those older guys, and you see them work, and you see what it takes. And I think it just compounds on itself, which it has, over the years.
So, Mike, NIL, a big part of college athletics today, and I know there's going to be a big push for ECU baseball players to take a piece of some of that and maybe get something that they've earned on the field, in the classroom, in the clubhouse. And tell us about this new initiative with the NIL for baseball.
Yeah, we've so a group of former players. We were this is sort of a brainchild of a bunch of us over a campfire one night at a lake house. Had a little reunion with a bunch of us, and that's where all the good ideas happen, with a beer in hand, right? And so we started talking about this NIL thing with NCAA, and some of us knew more about it than others, and we were trying to figure out how it actually works. So the end of it became, well, why don't we see if we can do something for ECU baseball? We knew Team Boneyard was out there. I think there's a couple others, and a lot of their focus seems to be on the big sports, which is rightly so. We said, well, how do we have a dedicated opportunity for our baseball program? And the 23 Club was sort of born. So we actually ended up partnering with Team Boneyard. Those guys have been great. We didn't really want to recreate the wheel here. They already had the infrastructure in place and a lot of the connections. And, from our side, of course, we have, we didn't think there's going to be anybody better than some guys that have their blood, sweat, and tears in this program as former players to drive this thing. And that's what we did. So we started the 23 Club. We are solely focused on existing players in the program, rewarding those guys who have shown their dedication and the hard work at ECU, providing them with some NIL opportunities down the road. And yeah, we're really excited about it. We think this could be a really, really substantial part of the program moving forward. So
people can go to teamboneyard.org, Mike, and see the info there. Is there another website they need to go for the 23 Club?
Yeah, you can go there, or you can go to 23club.org.
All right.
We currently have a temporary site up with a temporary host, but the online donation stuff is set up. It's all right there. You can learn more about us, learn more about how to give, and we have a really good advisory committee set up that's driving this thing, a former player. So it's made up of myself, Jason Howard, Jeremy Schumacher, Chad Tracy, Matt Bridges, and Cam Colmore. So those guys are also out there if you want to tap them and ask them any questions.
Good stuff, Mike. I'll put that in. Yeah, that was one of the main things I wanted to hit. And as you can see how it goes here, I get sidetracked and start talking about other stuff. So yeah, I'll put that in. It'll be seamless. So that was good.
No worries, man. No worries. Yeah, I really appreciate.
Mike Harrington joining us today on Pirate Radio Live as he talks about the 23 Club, talks about his time here at ECU and speaking the other night. And awesome to have guys giving back to the program. And, Sean, I guess the Team Boneyard already had stuff in there, but this is ECU baseball's own deal.
It's
cool.
It's like separate from it, and it's a great. I like the name, of course, with the 23 and how special that number is to ECU baseball, and it's going to raise money to keep guys here, which I don't think has been a problem in the past few years, and and it's going to help. Bring in the tools that we need to be successful and really to stay successful, because East Carolina has been successful, but they want to get over that hump and get to Omaha, and I believe this collective will be a good part of that. It
sounds like it's going to be a reward for guys that have given their blood, sweat, and tears to ECU baseball and help that retention and like you said, hopefully help bring some more studs to the stable here.
And when it comes to ECU baseball alum, whether they're in the pros, have been in the pros, or are gone and done other career things, I think there's a lot of successful ECU baseball alums that can contribute to this and help out.